The Division of Forestry says the most important thing is to inform people about what starts brush fires. Because one day you may start a brush fire and might not know that you did it. No matter how you look at it, it's pretty cool having one of the top 3 zoos in the country right in our own backyard. But no matter who we are or how much we know about sharks, there seems to be one thing in particular that has scarred many of us for life. The fact is, we have to pay attention because our pets can't tell us things like when they feel cold. Right, buddy? Or things like when they need their teeth brushed. Because chimps don't talk, it's hard to say why one might attack. But it could be something very simple that we humans do every day. So here's the deal. Crocodiles have a built-in GPS system in their brains, and it's magnetic. So putting a magnet on top of that system scrambles the system. Then the FWC can take the crocodile somewhere else, somewhere safe, and it will be unable to find its way back to the place where it may have been causing a problem.
You get to see animals in a more natural setting. You get to see them in their herds doing what wild animals do.
Many of us locals know that Lion Country Safari is an amazing place, but now the whole country knows it too. Recently, the USA Travel Guide put out its list of the top 10 zoos in the country, and right at the top of the list, you guessed it.
Not surprised. Really, I'm not surprised at all. I mean, I've been here for 12 years. I get to see what makes us so great every day. So when I hear that we got ranked number 3, I'm not surprised at all.
Sure, there are some other parks in Florida, and the Keys are nice to visit too, but come on. No matter how you look at it, it's pretty cool having one of the top 3 zoos in the country right in our own backyard. But what sets Lion Country apart from the others?
Well, we're different from most zoos because the people are the ones that are in the cage. They're in their cars, locked inside their cars, and the animals get to roam freely around them.
And roam freely they do. 921 animals total, and nearly 100 different species.
Our zebra herd is the largest herd outside of the wild herds in Africa.
And of course, there are new additions all the time, like the baby giraffe and the baby white rhino Jazzy that we introduced you to a few months ago. She's growing up pretty fast.
She's probably about 350 pounds now. She was born just under 100 pounds, but she gains about 4 pounds a day.
So if you're looking for something to do and you don't want to travel too far, how about visiting one of the top spots in the country that's right down the road? Glenn Glazer, WPTV News Channel 5.
Once the fire is in containment, then we have a process called mop-up, and that's where you just put lots of water on the fire.
Scott Petrick with the Division of Forestry is walking us through the site of a wildfire that engulfed several acres near Okehilly Park last weekend.
It's really important that the public helps us out, and at this time, since it is so dry.
It's believed this fire was man-made, but not intentionally set. The problem is, with hardly any rain on the books since last October, fires don't go out right away.
The humidity falls down and the wind picks up. You can get another fire started from there.
And that's exactly what happened 3 times during our short visit to this area today.
You get duff out here, and all of a sudden it'll sit and smolder, and this can take place maybe 2 days later.
The Division of Forestry says the most important thing is to inform people about what starts brush fires. Because one day you may start a brush fire and might not know that you did it.
If you pull to the side of the road and you might be talking on your cell phone to get directions, if you park there for an extended period of time, your exhaust is spewing out little tiny sparks that could ignite the grass very easily.
Campfires, barbecue grills, even off-road recreational vehicles can start fires. That may have been what ignited this fire here. The Division of Forestry wants you to remember that as our drought numbers climb, a little prevention can go a long way.
With no rains, we don't have any new green flush coming back, so we're stuck with this dry grass and vegetation.
Glenn Glazer, WPTV News Channel 5.
A double red flag means that the beach is closed.
And for good reason, because these dark shadows you can see from the sand look much different from above.
Today it's for the sharks.
This is the time of year when sharks migrate along the South Florida coast, and it's not just one shark here or there.
We've seen at least 80 in the area right now, and we get to see more and more each day.
It is standard policy here on Singer Island to close the beach when sharks are in the area. The lifeguards certainly don't want you to swim. You are, however, allowed to get your feet wet. But no matter who we are or how much we know about sharks, there seems to be one thing in particular that has scarred many of us for life.
Jaws. Yeah, Jaws, absolutely.
Jaws.
Jaws.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Jaws.
Yes, Steven Spielberg's 25-foot, 3-ton shark that terrorized the town of Amity in the 1970s made many of us rethink ever going into the water again.
Definitely second-guessing going into the water above my knees.
The sharks around here are mostly spinner and reef sharks, with the occasional more aggressive hammerhead or bull shark in the area. And if you find yourself near one, try to stay calm.
You want to take yourself out of the water. Come out slowly, don't be splashing.
The best course of action would be not to swim at all, because although there haven't been any incidents yet,
It's like having a pet dog. Has never bitten anybody, and you're that one person that decides to bite.
Glenn Glazer, WPTV News Channel 5.
Be free here in the South Florida environment, be happy, make a family. Couldn't be the worst thing for us.
Yet people do it all the time, releasing their exotic pets out into the wild.
What you're doing is you're introducing a non-native animal that will compete with native animals and in many cases outcompete those native animals and create issues with the environment.
The solution, the 5th annual Non-Native Pet Amnesty Day, hosted by Florida Fish and Wildlife and the Miami Metro Zoo this weekend.
We will gladly accept your non-native or exotic critters, no questions asked, free of charge. Just come on down to the event on Saturday, turn them in.
This event has become more and more popular year after year, and you wouldn't believe some of the pets that get dropped off.
Serval cats to cougars to venomous snakes to monitor lizards to scorpions to primates.
The problem with owning an exotic pet is usually that the idea is better than the actual ownership.
If you're looking for something that's a novelty item that's going to be, oh, look what I have neat in the house, that wears off fast, usually after the first bite or the first scratch.
And the economy hasn't helped exotic pet owners either.
Veterinary care alone can cost hundreds if not thousands of dollars. So people are realizing now with this economy, I can't afford it anymore, and they want to do the right thing.
And it's not just about stopping by and dropping your animals off. Some special animal services will be offered as well.
We will microchip your snakes for $32, and that's something that you now have to do. You have to have your snakes microchipped as of this year.
The Metro Zoo has held on to a handful of turned-in animals over the years, like Fluffy the boa constrictor, a Quadamundi, a South American member of the raccoon family, and a few birds with talent.
Is that funny? Is that funny?
But what the FWC is really looking for is responsible adopters in our community.
We need those adopters to take in the animals that are turned in on Saturday.
So just know that your exotic pet will be going somewhere safe, which may make it easier to say goodbye.
Say bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Glenn Glazer, WPTV News Channel 5.